Welcome to Kakuro. It looks like a crossword, but every answer is a number. In the next few minutes, you will learn the rules from scratch and the exact way to start solving one. This is a real Kakuro board. The shape comes from crosswords. The logic comes from Sudoku. And unlike both of them, the answers are pure arithmetic. Every board is made of just two kinds of square. The white squares are the ones you fill in. The dark squares are never filled in. They carry the clues. Look closely at a dark square. A thin diagonal line splits it in two. The number above the line belongs to the row running to the right. The number below the line belongs to the column running down. That group of white squares after a clue is called a run. A run stops as soon as it hits the next dark square. Every run has its own total, and every white square belongs to exactly two runs, one across and one down. Now the rules. There are only three, and the first one is the easiest. You may only ever write the digits 1 through 9. There is no 0 in Kakuro. Second, the digits in a run must add up to exactly the clue for that run, not more, not less. If the clue says 16, your two digits must total 16. Third, and this is the one beginners forget, within a single run, no digit may repeat. So a total of 16 across two squares cannot be 8 and 8. It has to be 7 and 9. But here is the important detail. That rule applies inside one run only. The same digit may absolutely appear twice in the same row, as long as a dark square separates the two runs. That is the whole game. Digits 1 to 9. Each run adds to its clue. No repeats inside a run. Everything else you will ever learn is just a faster way to apply those three rules. Before we solve anything, there is one more property that a Kakuro puzzle must have, and it matters more than most people realize. A proper Kakuro puzzle has exactly one solution. Not two, not several, one. That single arrangement of digits is the only one that satisfies every clue on the board. This is not a technicality. It is what makes the puzzle solvable by reasoning. Because the answer is unique, every single square can be worked out by pure logic. You should never have to guess, and if you ever feel forced to guess, you have simply missed a deduction. And the reverse is just as important. If a grid can be filled in two different ways, and both satisfy every clue, then it is not a valid Kakuro puzzle at all. It is a broken one. This does happen in print, and it is never your fault. Every puzzle on Kakuro.com is machine-proven to have exactly one solution before it is ever published. Two independent solving engines have to agree on it. So, how do you actually start? The single biggest mistake a beginner makes is starting in the middle of the board, or starting at the top left simply because that is where the eye goes. Start where the board gives you the least freedom. Find the runs that can only be filled one way. Those are your anchors, and every board has some.
Here is the trick that makes that easy. Some totals can only be made one way because they sit right at the extremes. Take two squares. The smallest total you could possibly make is 1 plus 2, which is 3.
And the largest total 2 squares can make is 8 plus 9, which is 17. So a 2-square run totaling 3 is always a 1 and a 2. And a 2-square run totaling 17 is always an 8 and a 9. There is no other option. The same thing happens with 3 squares. 6 can only be 1, 2, and 3. 7 can only be 1, 2, and 4. And at the top end, 24 can only be 7, 8, and 9.
Learn just those, and you will always have somewhere to begin. And one more, which is the most satisfying of all. A run of 9 squares must total 45, because it has to contain every digit from 1 to 9 exactly once. Now, be careful about what a locked total actually tells you. It tells you which digits are in the run. It does not tell you what order they go in. 17 across 2 squares is an 8 and a 9, but which one comes first is still an open question. And that something else is the heart of Kakuro. Every white square sits in 2 runs at once, so it has to satisfy both of them at the same time. Let me show you exactly how that plays out. Here is a corner of a real board. The highlighted square belongs to a run going down that totals 17, and also to a run going across that totals 16.
Take them one at a time. 17 over 2 squares can only be an 8 and a 9. So this square is either an 8 or a 9. Nothing else is possible.
Now, the other run. 16 over 2 squares can only be a 7 and a 9, so this same square is either a 7 or a 9.
And now put the 2 together. The square must be an 8 or a 9, and it must also be a 7 or a 9. Only one digit satisfies both. It is a 9. No guessing at all. The board simply told us. And placing that one digit immediately unlocks its neighbors. If the 9 is settled, then the rest of the 17 run has to be an 8, and the rest of the 16 run has to be a 7. One deduction just gave you 3 squares.
That is the whole solving loop, and you just did it. Narrow a run to its possible digits. Look at what crosses it. Keep only the digits that work for both. Write the one that survives, then repeat. 2 habits will make you much faster. The first is to write down your candidates instead of holding them in your head. The game has a notes mode built in, so you can pencil in the possibilities and clear them as you rule them out. The second is to keep rereading runs you have already touched. Every digit you write shrinks the runs around it. A run that told you nothing 5 minutes ago may be completely forced now. You do not have to memorize every combination either. We have a lookup tool that lists every possible way to make any total for any run length.
And if you get properly stuck on a board here, there is a hint button that will open up a single square for you and let you carry on.
There is one more tool worth knowing about, and it is not just for puzzles on this site.
This is the Kakuro Solver. If you meet a puzzle in a newspaper, in a magazine, in a puzzle book,
or on any other website, and you simply cannot finish it. You can type that puzzle in here and get the answer immediately.
You only enter the clue numbers. You do not need to work anything out first. The solver reads the grid and fills in the rest.
And it does something else that is genuinely useful. It tells you whether that puzzle actually has a unique solution. Remember, a real Kakuro must have exactly one.
So if a printed puzzle has been driving you mad, run it through the solver. It may well turn out that the puzzle was broken all along, and that no amount of logic would ever have finished it.
On the site itself, you will find boards from a gentle 4x4 all the way up to a 16x16 across several difficulty levels, plus a new daily challenge every single day.
And that really is everything you need. Digits 1 to 9. Every run adds to its clue. No repeats inside a run. Start where the choices are fewest and let the crossings do the work. Come and play a free puzzle right now at kakuro.com. Good luck!